Happy Friday, everyone. Here we are with our total traffic and conversion crew here, Roy Dickan in North Carolina. Hurricanes had a disappointing loss after the third straight game in one night, and,
Yeah.
and Betty Withrow in California. So here we're going to talk about how to repurpose your content for various things, right? And Betty really wanted to talk about it. I just think this is a good thing. I think most of us, we get fired up to create a bunch of content. We create a bunch of new stuff. We're always creating new stuff. And then we realize, something we created 5 years ago probably be really worthwhile. And one of the strategies we're putting together is to try to minimize the effort in order to do things. Because often something we create for a course could be used in a blog post, could be used in a video, could be so Betty, this was your main idea. Do you want to lead it off here?
Okay. Well, yeah, as a content creator, I find that it is absolutely essential to have something that can be used in different ways across different platforms in different methods. For example, you have a social media post or a group of posts that you want to present daily in an Instagram post or whatever your platform is, and that can be both contributing to your blog and be drawn from your blog. It can be the same material, you're presenting it to a different audience in a different platform. And furthermore, that same content can be used to build your course. It can be used accumulatively to eventually build your book if you decide that that's something that you want to do. It can be used within your email drip sequence. All of the same information is going to apply to all the different audiences that you obtain through whatever means that it is that you have. And when you have a coherent content strategy such as that, then you can streamline your efforts, save money, save brain power, and avoid burnout. Because when you're constantly trying to churn out new stuff, it gets to be a frying experience. What I like to do is have stuff written way in advance so that when it comes time to post it, I already have it and I can cut and paste it into my platforms. Because I'm usually very busy creating up to the moment content for my clients. So doing my own content, I like to have it way mapped out 6 months in advance if possible. Now, it's not always possible because of the way things are. But that's one good strategy to have if you are able to do that. You can also use that same content to create your video scripting if you want to put it on your YouTube channel or on your Facebook Lives or in your Reels or your Shorts or whatever it is that you're doing. It's all the same stuff. It's all the real you, we hope. And so put that same real you everywhere and save yourself time and money. And also, it gives you a lot of clarity about what you're actually doing. By the time you've said it 50 times in 50 different ways, you're like, okay, that's to the core of my message. That's right. And that's what I want to keep doing. And it can also help you in developing your strategy and your overall business as you're working on refining your message and going forward.
Yeah, that's great. So Roy, you're into this strategy too. What is your insight on this?
Yes, I'm very much into the strategy. Betty brought up a really good point where it's good for us personally because we spend more time on our clients than we do on ourselves. And so that's something I really should think more about for myself. But I always think about it for my clients because basically what Betty was talking about is crystal clear in its in the way that it works. When you create one piece of content that's really good, you want to make sure that everybody that is in your target market understands that concept. If it's really important to get it across to them, it needs to be gotten across to all of them. So when you create it for one medium, that same content or slightly different, could be the same though, can be used on another medium. And if you're using 5 different things, like you've got a website, you've got a Google business profile, you've got YouTube, you've got Facebook, and you've got LinkedIn, you can say the same thing to 5 different media And even if you use the same words, it's going to be fine. What I would do with the two Google properties is probably not have it exactly the same, or certainly not do it in the same week. I'd probably do the website first and the Google Business Profile a week later or something, because Google's kind of fanatical about duplicate content, but everybody else is not. So you could use the exact same words, and not everybody is on every medium. So it's unlikely that the same person would hear it more than once. And if they do, and it's been at least a week, it's probably like they never heard it anyway. So this is a very, very important concept. I think it's extremely important for my clients. But Betty brought up a good point. It's very good for me too, and I need to think more about that.
Yeah, absolutely. I got a new view. This is probably good enough. So
This will work.
Who we are.
Yeah, one of the things is you said you mentioned about the timing, and there are some strategies where people will have some kind of tool. I use Meet Edgar. There are various other ones in order to schedule things. And what you can do is you can take one topic and you put it out on Monday somewhere else, and maybe Wednesday somewhere else, and offset it so that it doesn't not going. I tend to be, I'm lazy. I just put it out everywhere all at once, kind of thing. But really, it could be a little bit more strategic about that. You offset, and then things might repeat. Sometimes you post everything in a week or so. Somebody said one time, if you took the same piece of information and posted it 5 times in a day on your same Facebook post, there's probably zero chance that somebody would see it more than once a day. Yeah.
Very likely.
Yeah. So the moral of the story is we probably need to all be posting more than we do. And
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember someone who is a social media marketing fanatic, I guess you could say. And she said, just when you think you've saturated and you're wondering if everybody's sick and tired of you, double or triple what you've just done because they didn't see you yet.
Yeah. It's I think that's one of the things is people, especially when they start off on marketing, they'll put out one email or one social media post and they wait by the phone for the phone to ring. It never does.
True, yeah.
So and then there's that other idea, people have to see things multiple times before they consider it.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Doesn't have to be exactly the same thing, but the same thing in a similar along the theme, right? So
yeah.
And if they do see it in 2 different media, that's really good too, because it comes at them from 2 different directions. So
yeah. So do you want to go through perhaps a client case study where we're putting this into play?
Well, yeah. I mean, this morning we were working on content creation for a course, and a lot of that information is also presented in the blog posts that are being written for this client. And then so she can literally take those blog posts and use them to create her slides, along with her video scripting and everything else. That's one aspect of it. And then the same material, as I said earlier, the strategy I outlined earlier is what we're doing with her. And so she has a drip sequence that I created first to try and pull people into the system. People are signing up for the newsletter, which is going to inform them about the course as we're creating the course. And so all of that material is intentionally bringing them into the information stream that they need in order to be motivated to get into the course and eventually into the group coaching program. So strategically, all of the material is being repurposed and then kind of cross-pollinating each other to create more. Well, it also creates more insights about what else could we be doing with this. So it's a very creative process.
Yeah. And, and part of that, these, as you mentioned, some of those things could end up in books, either that are lead magnets or full published books, like all that material.
Yep.
Yeah. So I recall somebody whispered that we should have a total traffic and conversion way book. So we're probably going to,
somewhere.
yeah, I don't know who, so in a fit of madness and early in the morning or something. Anyway, but yeah, but the thing is it shouldn't be that hard because we have tons of broadcasts like this. We've written tons of articles. It's mostly a matter of curating it and putting it together and formatting it. It's not like we're starting from scratch.
Well, we probably have enough material for at least a book already, Greg, now that you mention that. And putting it together that way is not going to be very hard because after we've been together several times today, and I'm like, okay, before we go into that other idea about marketing ourselves, we need to have something that can serve a larger audience because there's not enough of us to serve an audience of the size that's being proposed to us. So we have to take our own medicine, if you like, put together a book and a course so that that many people can learn what it is that we're doing and learn to do it for themselves. And those we are meant to work with will also come and work with us.
Yeah, fabulous. I guess I should probably mention what that is. So I've been talking to somebody about podcasting with like a celebrity, and then you have a show, and their package is to put you out in a number of episodes, and then they repurpose it. They rebroadcast it about 20 times through the year, put you out to like 3 million people, and put you up in billboards in New York City and all sorts of stuff. And we sort of says, okay, this might make sense, but we need something that we can sell to millions of people rather than, because we can't take on, a lot of personal clients at that rate. So that's where we're heading with that, repurposing our own content.
Yep, a solid strategy. And particularly after that interview this morning, I'm like, okay, I see that's the next step up, and I recommend that for anybody who's got a ton of content is look at all the stuff that you've generated. You may already have enough material to put together for a book. In that case, you should reach out to our team and have us put the book together for you and potentially market it for you and use all of the knowledge and expertise that you have already put into form and take it to the next level.
Yeah, so it may not be creative exercise. It's just repurposing, reusing, relaunching things that you've already got. Your gold might be in something you thought of 5 years ago. It says this would be good, and then nobody happened to see it at the time, but that doesn't mean that there isn't an audience for it.
That's right. And sometimes I go through all my folders on my desktop and go, okay, what's in here that I haven't paid attention to lately, and how does it apply to what I'm doing now? And it's surprising what you find. It could be anything.
We have a comment here and a like.
Oh, thank you for this, Innocent. I appreciate that. Very kind of you.
About 5 years ago, I took a business course on how to run a business. I thought after about 8 years, I might as well learn what I should be doing. And it was very interesting because it had me analyze what I could make with what I was doing now, and then it had me strategize on ways to improve upon that. And the way to do that was, instead of doing so many one-on-ones with different clients, was to do one-on-many. And that's what you can do with courses and with books. And I mean, the amount of money you can make, if you just want to look at it monetarily, is just, there's no comparison. And then when you look at the good you can do for other people, if you really have a good solution that they should know about, there's no comparison there either.
Yeah.
So absolutely, we should do a book, and we should do a course or many courses, because we've got to get into the one to many thing, or the three to many things.
We're trying to recruit referral partners to spread the load, but still.
And that does help, but not to the extent we need.
I agree with you, Roy. Putting together something that's comprehensive, that takes all of what we do together and what we have for our content, and putting it into something that anyone can digest, and giving people knowledge and opportunities to work with what we what we know we can do and what we know that they can do. That's a good service, and potentially, as you pointed out, far more lucrative. And then it also frees us up to be with the people who really have a driving vision and are super motivated. And those are the people that, those are the people we love to work with. So
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So our invitation is for anybody to come and visit Total Traffic and Conversion, learn a bit about us. There's a place to make an appointment with us and talk about what your what your dreams are, what you want to do, what you want to accomplish. And chances are you've got more you're sitting on more valuable content than you know. And and also along those lines is, I think, Roy, you said, not only just sales potential is great, but you're serving more people. If you've got something that can help, some people say it's almost your obligation to offer something to somebody if it can help them, if they can, get over whatever it might be, help them financially, help them spiritually, or whatever, overcome obstacles. Anything that you may have the magic solution. It may not be for everybody, but there's always going to be people who need that kind of help.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So any other last pieces of advice here, other than just take a look at your content, just do it, give us a call.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the call to action, is look at what you've got and go to our website, find out what we can do, and make an appointment with us, because we would love to talk with you and find ways to make our world a better place using what you've got and what we've got put together. We can do something amazing. So let's do it.
I just want to add that if you are not quite where you want to be yet with your business or with your personal life, but especially with your business, you've got 3 people that can help you get there a lot faster than you may ever get there by yourself, but certainly a lot faster than you will get there by yourself. If you've got people that have already done the kind of things you need to do, it's so much easier to listen to them, follow them, and save all kinds of time, and believe it or not, all kinds of money.
Yep.
All kinds of money. I think I'm going to paraphrase what you said, Betty. Together we'll make the world a better place.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good place to end it.
Yeah, I like that. That's what I want to do.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.